Hey everyone, parents and students of English 10. My name is Mr. Fink. I just wanted to just quickly introduce myself so you could put a face to a name. I will be your child's English teacher virtually and in person, if that is your choice, for this school year. I do know a few of you from last year in ninth grade, saw a few familiar names, saw a couple of names, last names that I recognize from teaching maybe a brother or sister or cousin as well. So this video is just a quick little introduction for the year, and just a couple of tips of things that I will be doing, and I recommend that you do for these first 14 days when we are all virtually learning. So the first thing that I want everybody to understand, this goes for parents, this goes for students, and also I need to kind of take this to heart myself, is that there will be issues. We will make mistakes. I will make mistakes. You will make mistakes. There will be technology issues. There will be internet issues. I have two little boys at home, and they will probably cause me a lot of headache as well as I'm trying to teach as well. I'm going to, try to keep that to a minimum. But there will be issues, and we're going to embrace those issues. We're going to embrace those mistakes. We're all sort of on a learning curve at this point. Some are more advanced than others, but we're going to kind of be flexible. I am usually a very flexible person when it comes to individual situations. I'm going to be even more flexible during these first 14 days because it is such an unprecedented and kind of weird time that we're in. A couple other things I just would like to pass along. And I'm going to try to do these things as well. It's going to be really hard on September 29th if you are coming into school to transition from the at-home learning to the in-school learning. So I have a couple of recommendations. Number one is treat this like a regular school day. Yes, it is in your bedroom or in your living room or your basement or wherever it might be, kitchen table, but it's still school. So take a shower, get dressed, brush your teeth, change out of your pajamas. So because you may or may not be on the webcam that day. So look presentable because you're in school. Have a snack. Or breakfast, depending on when I'm going to have you during the day. I don't mind if you eat while I'm teaching. That's totally fine. But have that next to you. Have a glass of water next to you or a water bottle. Try to stay away from other distractions, other siblings that may be working from home or parents that may be working from home. Try to go to the bathroom when we have these little breaks in between classes, because the fewer distractions that you can have, the better. The other thing that I would also advise is if you're on a laptop, make sure it's charged, or make sure that you're sitting near an outlet where you can plug in. If you're using Bluetooth headphones, make sure those are charged. If you're using a wireless mouse like I do, make sure that those batteries are working. So just anything that you can do to avoid having to stand up, walk away from the computer during the time that I'll be teaching, or that any of your teachers are teaching for that matter, because the fewer times you have to get up and the more focused you can be, the better it's going to be. The other thing we're going to do is in the first couple weeks of school, I'm going to have you guys organize your digital life. Many of you are familiar with Google Drive, but if you just have, like I do, just files upon files upon files without any organization, there's going to be a little bit of trouble. I think over the summer I counted, I have 23 documents that were just called untitled document. That's not helping anyone. So we're going to work on that and try to keep those things organized digitally. I'm going to show you the schedule for the first 14 days of school. You're most likely, pretty used to the bell schedule that we have. Normally, the administration tried to keep that virtual schedule very similar. You're going to see a few changes here or there. For instance, there's a time for screen break, but you're going to be kind of used to this. The only big change you're going to see is the lunch periods are a little bit different, but I will show you that in a second. So let me just switch over to that and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the bell schedule for the first 14 days of school. As you can see at the top, it does say that each class period is about 20 to 30 minutes, as I covered it up right there, 20 to 30 minutes of synchronous instruction, and the remainder of the time is asynchronous time. So what I'm going to try to have you guys do is to connect with me and log in at the beginning of the time period. Okay, so for instance, if you're in first period, like a handful of you are, around 7:30, I'll probably be on. from about 7:30 to say about 8 o'clock, give or take. We'll have class time where you can ask me questions. I might be explaining something. And then from about 8 o'clock till about 8:30, you'll have time to work on something independently. It might be an activity. I might ask you to post something, to read something, whatever it might be. It's going to look a lot like normal classes, but it's obviously just going to be all completely online. Then you have a little 5-minute break, and then you'll go to your second period class. Then you have a time, and obviously this will not be true when we actually are in the classroom, but there's a time about 15 minutes or so from 9:30 to 9:45, which is a screen break. Then you'll go to third, fourth, fifth, sixth, which again is new for you guys. But some people have fourth lunch, some people have fifth lunch, some people have sixth, some people have seventh, some people have eighth. So you can see in that time period right there that these classes right here are combined. Okay, so if you have sixth period lunch, it doesn't matter. You're going to have lunch this time. Okay, if you have fifth period lunch, it doesn't matter. You're going to have lunch this time right here. Okay, then you have sixth, seventh, and eighth. That'll be this time here. And then finally ninth. At the very bottom, it says clinic as communicated by classroom teacher. I'm going to try to set up a virtual clinic if you need it. I don't know how much help you're going to need in the first 14 days of school virtually, but I'm going to try to set something up where you can make an appointment with me through Canvas and get that any help that you might need with any of the stuff for the first 14 days while we are all virtual. So I just wanted to give that to you so you have it. Again, no need to take a screenshot. Don't need to take a picture of it. I will post that in Canvas. It'll probably be the very, very top, just so everybody can reference that and you can see that throughout the time that we are together, the first 14 days. Again, I'm really looking forward to meeting you, whether virtually or in person. Parents, look forward to seeing you at some version of Back to School Night that we are going to be working out soon. And I look forward to being your teacher for the rest of the school year. Thanks so much.